Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor, Tham Yad, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Racha, Kwadash. The honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone, to rule well, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of Israel. All right. I'm going to title this lesson. Well, I'll probably I'm going to, worry about the title later, but I think I got an idea for a title. Excuse me, Salakia, but it's going to be something along the lines of, Salakia, don't follow the current of this world, all right? Don't follow the current of this world, because if you know about rivers, if you see a river current, basically, if you want to put it like this in an analogy, we're in a river, okay? And the current is very, very, rapidly going to the left, but we're supposed to be going to the right, man. So don't just let the current take you. You got to fight against the current. You got to swim against it, right? Which now realistically, if it's really strong, it would kill you. But we're talking about in a metaphorical sense, just an analogy, okay? So you got to swim against the current of this world, because this world, you need to understand that this world is wicked, okay? This world is not righteous. This world is wicked, okay? So, it kind of goes into that old saying that your parents would probably, or guardians, or whoever you lived with when you were younger, would tell you, you'd say, well, my friends have this, or my friends do this. And they'd say, well, if your friend jumped off a bridge, would you? And you'd say no, right? So if most of the world is going to perish, why would you follow the wave of the world? Why would you follow that current? Why would you ride that wave, man? Because do you want to perish? If the whole world perishes, most of the world perishes, you want to perish with it? No, you don't. So why would you go with them? Why would you go with the current? Why would you swim to the left? And because some of you aren't even just letting the current take you, you're literally swimming with the current. That's how wicked some of you people are, man. But we got to swim against it, because this world, the whole vibration of this world is wicked. Okay? So first I can start off in Job 9:24, since we're talking about the world being wicked. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? Okay? So the wicked rule the planet Earth right now. Who are the wicked? The Edomites, the so-called white race, collectively. Okay, and we say collectively because there's 18 nations in the Bible, and what nation you're from is determined by your patrilineal, also known as your father's lineage. Okay, your father's bloodline through the fathers, right? Let's prove that the wicked are the Edomites. This is Malachi 1. Salakia, I did not mean to do that. Malachi 1:4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever, which is righteous anger. Okay? So the Edomites are in rulership right now. What is another way we can prove that? Which the Edomites, once again, is a so-called white race collectively. Specifically right now, who's in rulership is the elites. All right, the wicked elites known as the Illuminati, even though they're not really the Illuminati. Because the Illuminati, Illuminati means illuminated ones, basically, right? The elect are the real Illuminati. All right, the real New World Order is righteousness, but they have a wicked New World Order that they want to bring, and they're the wicked, elites, right? They're the elites on the left-hand side, which are mainly from Amalek, which are known as Jewish people today, all right? They're not the Israelites of the Bible, okay? And you can scream anti-Semitic all you want. First of all, the son of Noah was named Shem, all right? So it'd be Shemitic, and there's 8 nations that come out of Shem, all right? And I'm an Israelite. All right, and you listening most likely are an Israelite. So why are you saying that? That's just ridiculous. All right, they are Shemitic, but they're from Edom. Just because you were taught lies and we're bringing out the truth doesn't mean it's hate speech, man. Doesn't mean that it's terrorism. Okay. So now let's go to 2 Ezra 6 and 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So Esau be ruling in the end of the world, which we know that in the end, Yahweh being the true name of the Messiah, is going to come back, right? Yahweh being the name of the Father, and Yahweh the name of his Son. So we understand that Yahweh is going to come back. Yahweh is going to send his son Yahweh, and he's going to come back with the angels and gather the elect, from the four winds, and he's going to establish righteousness. All right, America is going to be laid desolate. America, specifically the United States, is going to be laid desolate by nuclear missiles. All right, 200 million, which may not all be shot at America, because there will be other places that will be destroyed, but America is the main attraction, the main center that we focus on. All right, that's the capital of the planet, basically. Okay, according to the scriptures. As Babylon, it's Rome revived, it's spiritual Sodom in Egypt. All right, so we know Yahweh returning, which hint my name, the return of Yahweh. All right, or Ha Shawab Shal Yahweh, the return of Yahweh. All right, that would happen in the end. We are in the end times right now, so we know that Esau is in rulership right now, which once again is starting with the elite banker families that call themselves Jewish. Or whether they call themselves Jewish or not, the elite banker families, all right? They're most likely from Amalek, but they're definitely from Edom, all right? I would say they're from Amalek because that's the head tribe, okay? So now that we know that the wicked are bearing rule right now, and if the wicked bear rule, it's pretty safe to assume that the world, the whole vibration is wickedness, right? This is Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek to hide their counsel from Yahweh, and their works are in the dark. And they say, who seeth us, and who knoweth us? It's going into the wicked elite, all right? Because decades and decades and decades ago, people didn't even know who the hell those people were. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, which Rockefeller is Rothschild, basically just an Americanized type, version of the name, which I got to look into that, a little more if the Spirit's on me to do so. But, those type of people, nobody knew who they were, or hardly anybody nobody knew who the Illuminati was, man. Now, mostly everybody does. Now, does it mean they believe that it's true? No, not necessarily, but they understand, they know what the Illuminati is, okay? They're not in the secret anymore. They're being made bare. Esau is being exposed. All right, talks about that in the book of Obadiah, I think verse 6. Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? All right, so this world is upside down, man. The wicked bear rule. They're at the top of the food chain, so to speak. And the righteous, or those who are supposed to be righteous, the nation of Israel, are on the bottom. All right. So now let's head back to Ezekiel. Oh, Salakia. I pressed on highlights. I meant to press on bookmarks. Got to wait for it to load. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for it to load, I can keep talking. So the vibration of this world is wicked, which is why when we come into this truth, like Yahweh told Nicodemus, we have to be reborn. All right. Now, we're not physically reborn. It's spiritual. We receive a Hebrew name, and you have to basically, like the scriptures talk about in Corinthians. I think it's 1 Corinthians. I believe it's in First Corinthians. It's for sure in Corinthians. Apostle Paul is talking about how if a man thinks of himself to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. So if you're wise in this world, or if you're not, it doesn't matter. Either way, you need to basically start over. You need to. That's why it goes into being reborn spiritually, because you're being reborn. And there's a lot of things that you unlearn because it was false, information, and you learn the truth. You learn what the scriptures are really talking about. You learn the meaning of words. You learn, who you actually are. Okay, and when we were in the world, we were Gentiles, man. Because there's 18 nations in the Bible. Not a single one of them is called Gentile. Okay. Gentile is a phrase that refers to heathen nations, but it also can be put on Israelites that liken themselves to heathens. Like when our people became Hellenized. Yes, they were still Jews. They were still from the nation of Israel, from the loins of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But they adopted those Greek customs and followed them. And they forsook their own. And that made them Greeks. Okay? Especially their children, because their children wouldn't even know who they are. Right? Let's go to bookmarks. Ezekiel 20:1. And it came to pass in the 7th year, in the 5th month, the 10th day of the month, that certain of the elders of Israel came to inquire of Yahweh and sat before me. Then came the word of Yahweh unto me, saying, Son of man, speak unto the elders of Israel, and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Are ye come to inquire of me as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh? I will not be inquired of by you. Wilt thou judge them, son of man? Wilt thou judge them? Cause them to know the abominations of their fathers? And say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, In the day when I chose Israel, and lifted up mine hand unto the seed of the house of Jacob, and made myself known unto them in the land of Egypt, when I lifted up mine hand unto them, saying, I am Yahweh your God. And the day that I lifted up mine hand unto them, to bring them forth out of the land of Egypt, into a land that I had espied for them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands. Then said I unto them, Cast ye away every man the abominations of his eyes, and defile not yourselves with the idols of Egypt. I am Yahweh your God. But they rebelled against me, and would not hearken unto me. They did not every man cast away the abominations of their eyes, neither did they forsake the idols of Egypt. Then I said, I will pour out my fury upon them, to accomplish my anger against them in the midst of the land of Israel. But I wrought for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen, among whom they were, in whose sight I made myself known unto them, in bringing them forth out of the land of Egypt. Wherefore I caused them to go forth out of the land of Egypt, and brought them into the wilderness. And I gave them my statutes, and shewed them my judgments, which if a man do, he shall even lie in them. Or Salakia, live in them, live. He shall even live in them. Moreover, also I gave them my Sabbaths, to be a sign between me and them, that they might know that I am Yahweh that sanctify them. All right, Yahweh is the greatest, man. He's our power. And Yahweh Shai is our Messiah, HaMashiach, all right, the Son. Verse 13, But the house of Israel rebelled against me in the wilderness. They walk not in my statutes, and they despise my judgments, which if a man do, he shall even live in them. And my Sabbaths they greatly polluted. Then I said, I would pour out my fury upon them in the wilderness to consume them. But I wrought for my name's sake, that it should not be polluted before the heathen, in whose sight I brought them out. Yet also I lifted up my hand unto them in the wilderness, that I would not bring them into the land which I had given them, flowing with milk and honey, which is the glory of all lands. Because they despised my judgments, and walked not in my statutes, but polluted my Sabbaths, for their heart went after their idols. Nevertheless mine eye spared them from destroying them, neither did I make an end of them in the wilderness. But I said unto their children in the wilderness, Walk ye not in the statutes of your fathers, neither observe their judgments, nor defile yourselves with their idols. I am Yahweh your God. Walk in my statutes, and keep my judgments, and do them. They shall be a sign between me and you, that ye may know that I am Yahweh your God. Now it goes on to talk about how the children rebelled against Yahweh as well. But in this sense, we're going to use it like this, because a lot of us, we came in, our parents were against us, our relatives were against us, our old friends were against us, whoever, did not see eye to eye with the truth like you did, okay? And because of that, you see your parents doing wicked stuff, or you see your relatives or your old friends, you're not supposed to be like them, man, all right? They're following the current. They're being dragged with the wicked current, man. You need to fight against that, okay? Which is why scriptures, specifically Yahushai, mentions how he came to set variance between, family, basically, so-called family. That a man's foes shall be they of his own household. I think it's in Matthew, the 10th chapter, which you can read that whole chapter. All right, that whole chapter of Matthew 10 is heavy. And that's because we don't see eye to eye, because they don't understand what we understand. They don't believe what we believe. All right? But that shouldn't discourage you, man. If anything, that should encourage you, because the fact that proves that it's real even more, because they're fulfilling prophecy by bucking up against you like that. All right? Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them. In the sight of the unwise they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery, and their going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them, and found them worthy for himself. As gold in the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. They shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and and their Lord shall reign forever. And their Lord shall reign forever. They shall, Wisdom of Solomon 3:9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. All right, which is the 144,000 specifically, and also the 1/3. All right, but specifically talking about the 144,000, the elect. All right, but the 144,000 and the 1/3, which the 1/3 is that great multitude of Israelites, specifically women and children, but also some men. All right, but the 144,000 are men. Verse 10, but the ungodly shall be punished according to their own imaginations, which have neglected the righteous and forsaken the Lord. All right, they forsook Yahweh Yahushai. All right, so you may see them, they're partying, they're living in mirth, doing all this and that, they're smoking, doing coke, all this shit, right? And worldly people see that and they like, man, that looks fun. That's how worldly people look at it. But we see it as you're completely going off. You're wicked. And though you're living in mirth right now, pretty soon you're going to be living in death and destruction. And your whole life is going to get torn piece by piece away from you. And you're going to realize that you fucked up. All right? Majorly. You should not be doing that bullshit. Verse 11. For whoso despiseth wisdom and nurture, he is miserable, and their hope is vain. Their labors unfruitful, and their works unprofitable. Their wives are foolish, and their children wicked. Their offspring is cursed. Wherefore blessed is the barren that is undefiled, which hath not known the sinful bed. She shall have fruit in the visitation of souls. And blessed is the eunuch, which with his hands hath wrought no iniquity, nor imagined wicked things against Yahweh. For unto him shall be given the special gift of faith, and an inheritance in the temple of Yahweh, more acceptable to his mind. For glorious is the fruit of good labors, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. As for the children of adulterers, they shall not come to their perfection, and the seed of an unrighteous bed shall be rooted out. For though they live long, yet shall they be nothing regarded, and their last age shall be without honor. Or, if they die quickly, they have no hope, neither comfort in the day of trial. For horrible is the end of the unrighteous generation. All right, so a lot of these people are going to die terrible, gruesome deaths. All right, and unless you want to partake in that, all right, because you're looking at things with a worldly perspective, look at things spiritually, man. What they're doing is off. Their sin. If you're in the right mindset, you seeing them smoking weed and committing adultery and partying, like with drinks and partying and drinks and buying and selling on the Sabbath, profaning the Sabbath. If you find that enjoyable, then you're living in a false reality. All right, and you need to get out of that mindset. What they're doing is not fun. Okay, what they're doing is wicked as hell. That's your flesh taking over, man. Ignore the flesh. Okay? When you see people eating pork, you shouldn't be like, man, that looks good. No, you should be like, that looks disgusting. All right? Let's go to the next scriptures. I don't plan on this lesson being too long. This is Jeremiah 6:14. They have healed also the hurt of the daughter of my people slightly, saying, peace, peace, when there is no peace. Were they ashamed when they had committed abomination? Nay, they were not at all ashamed, neither could they blush. Therefore they shall fall among them that fall. At the time that I visit them, they shall be cast down, saith Yahweh. Thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old paths, where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, We will not walk therein. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, Hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, We will not hearken. Therefore, hear, ye nations, and know, O congregation, what is among them. Hear, O earth, behold, I will bring evil upon this people, even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. All right, so if you want to do what all these other wicked ass Israelites are doing because you want to be cool, you want to fit in, then you're going to die right along with them. All right, just like your parents used to say, if your friend jumped off a bridge, would you? And if you say no, then you better get away from that wicked shit, man, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're seeing them jump off a bridge and you're jumping right along with them. All right, they're going to get hit with missiles and so are you. All right, they're going to get eaten by cannibals and so are you. They're going to get killed by martial law troops. They're going to get curb stomped. They're going to get eaten up by wild beasts and so are you. All right, unless you repent. It's all about repentance, man. All right. This is Deuteronomy 30. I think I'm going to read down to the end of the chapter. I'm going to close out here. I'm going to speak a little bit on it, of course, though. Deuteronomy 30 and 15. See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil. In that I command thee this day to love Yahweh thy God, to walk in his ways and keep his commandments and his statutes and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And Yahweh thy God shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shalt be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce unto you this day, that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, Slaki, whither thou passest over Jordan to go to possess it. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love Yahweh thy God, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him. For he is thy life and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which Yahweh sware unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. All right, I actually am going to get a couple more precepts, because I just remembered through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Yahushua, Yahweh Yahweh Yahushua, to get these. Let me just go down to 2 Ezra 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved from Jacob's trouble and from all the other perils, from the nuclear destruction, and shall be able to escape by his works, going out on the highways and byways, making YouTube videos, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, having studying. That's a big thing. I was going to say having faith, but that's in the next one. Faith without works is dead, man. And works without faith is dead. All right. 2 Ezra 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed, shall be preserved from the said perils, and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Then shall they be in pitiful case which now have abused my ways, and they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, and they that had loathed my law while they had yet liberty, and when as yet place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. All right, that's right now, man. The door for repentance is closing, but it is still open, man. All right, verse 12, the same must know it after death by pain. Verse 13, and therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. So this world is going to pass away, and you're going to pass away with it, man, unless you repent. All Israel is going to be in the kingdom, yes, right? But you want to get there with glory. You want to get there in the first go-around. You don't want to get there and be shamed. You don't want to get there and feel like, and just have complete contempt because you didn't listen. You want to be able to go there and look back and say, I'm glad I made that choice, that I hearkened. All right. Verse 14, then answered I and said, I have said before and now do speak, and will speak it also hereafter, that there be many more of them which perish than of them which shall be saved. Like as a wave is greater than a drop. So imagine a wave in the ocean compared to a raindrop. That's the people that are going to be saved compared to the people that are going to be destroyed. The wave being those that are going to be destroyed, and the drop being those that are going to be saved. All right, so a raindrop is the remnant, the elect that's going to be saved, the 144,000, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel. And the wave is all the people that are going to die. All right, so don't follow the current. Don't let the current take you away. All right, don't swim with the current. Okay, push against the current. Swim to the right, man. Fight against the current. And make sure that have trust and faith in Yahweh Yahushua, that you won't drown and that your strength won't diminish to the point where that current takes you away. Keep pushing, man, because we're almost at shore. All right, and when we're at shore, we're not going to have to fight that current anymore. All right, righteousness is going to be established. So with that said, I want to give all glory, praises, and honor to Yad, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Waha, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone to rule well, and peace and blessing salutations to the hopeful elect of the nation of Yashar Allah, Israel. All right, Shalom.